Opening in the endlessly challenging year that was 2020, Jervis Bay Brewing Co. is another brewery that is proud to brew on the white sands of J Bay.
Come back. It's Thursday at like, what, 4 o'clock? And there's a real vibe here. So many people hanging out. Dogs, lovely dogs, and there's family. So it's already a very friendly space. The inside is actually also like one of the most aesthetically pleasing insides of a brewery I've seen so far. The stained glass behind the bar is just gorgeous. But this isn't many stained glass reviews. This tasting paddle was 14 bucks, so not bad. This is the Point Per Pilsner, 4.6%. Nice colour, it's like golden. So cheers. Oh yeah, that's the real fruity, and then just kind of like, not fizzles out, but just sort of fades away like the end of a Beach Boys song. A nice, like, goodbye for now. Taste-wise, I'd liken that to like some sort of like lollies, but like kind of like sensible lollies, like a lolly that your grandma's gonna give you like one of, so, you know, go silly. Really crisp, yeah, balanced too.
Sort of has that pedally kind of finish a lot of Pilsners have.
If you like Pilsners, this will either change your mind about all of them, or it'll reinforce what you already believe, but it will not do anything in the middle. That's an 8 out of 10, that's really nice. Palate cleanser. Cow and Calf Pale Ale, 4.7%, darker colour, a little bit of a head on it too. Both of these first came recommended by Benji from Capital Brewer, who we met on the way over here. Hopefully that made it into the documentary, otherwise it won't make any sense. So cheers. Oh, order this, get this, get this. Yep, get this. So full of flavours, just a tiny bit of pine, like a woody type of flavour. You got a lot of flavour, but it's very sessionable. You can knock this back so easily. I'm going to. Every area in my mouth has been visited by this beer now. Thoughts?
It's really nice, very easygoing. Nothing in particular jumps out flavour-wise. It's just good. It's just easy and smooth.
I get what you mean. It's not like I could like really think of like tasting notes. I'm like, oh, this has got a bit of this, this has got a bit of that. Overall, this is just a really nice, well-balanced beer.
Definite 9 out of 10. Definitely. That's really yummy. That's one of the best pale ales I've had this year. This is the Dunkelweizen, which is a dark wheat beer. It is 4.7%. As you can see, it is a darker colour. Let's see how this one goes to cheers. Well, it has that real sweetness of the wheat beer, like a beer that's maybe been like, you know, just chilling out for a bit too long. But unlike a beer that's, you know, spoiled or gone skunky, is that this is like, it's still nice and balanced. Almost a teeny bit Vegemite-y. It's, you know, kind of refreshing for a wheat beer. A lot of that sort of like stewy tea-ish flavour, a little bit fennel seedy. The more you sip this, the more it reveals itself to you, and for me that's very exciting. So that's worth at least a 7 out of 10. Maybe an 8, we're going to go with 7 for now. Lastly, the Low Vis Hazy IPA. This is 6.7. As we can see, it is very hazy. It has that sort of juicy look. Will it have that juicy taste? We'll find out. Cheers. That first, there was a really intense, almost like blue cheese flavour that hit me, or like a really pungent cheese from overseas. Cheese from overseas. And that was cheese from overseas, but they're like a version of the Doors Plus theme song. It's hard to say. You can taste the extra alcohol for sure. It hits your mouth with these mossy, blue cheesy, grainy, breakfast cereal from SpongeBob and Hell type flavours. Really filling up your whole mouth, almost depriving your mouth of moisture after you've had a sip. Now, knowing your palate a little bit, I'm concerned that you don't like this one.
I do have a bit of an aversion to hazies because I do think they have that pungence to them. So it's better than a lot of the other ones. I can drink it happily. It is a stinky beer in the same way that you got a stinky cheese. It doesn't mean you don't like it. It still does have that kind of musky durian flavour, but much milder than a lot of others.
That was Musky Durian with their like a version of S Club 7. Just filling my whole mouth with flavour in the same way that a cigarette would, but instead of horrible carcinogenic cancerous smoke, it's filling it with just little bits of flavour, almost from all around the globe. So I give this one a 7 out of 10. If you're into hazies, try this and tell me what you think. Top brew of the week, not even a question. The pale ale. Get this, buy this, drink this.
This, to me, I'd rate it a 9. It's closer to a 10 than it is an 8. It's really very good. In the top 2 pale ales of the year for me. Top brew of the week, nice one. I could honestly see myself relaxing here for quite a while. All the outdoor tables are going. There's flies around, but they got like air regard on the tables. I try some of the food truck, see how it is. That is a really juicy coffee up. And that's cooked to perfection. It's a little bit of beans, a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna keep eating it like this. I think eating quinoa when you have a beard is a real mess. And you know what? Most men eating quinoa have beards. And it's not long before the vibe gets extremely personal and I bump into an old mate.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, how you doing? I recognise you from the car. I was like, what the heck?
Once was Daryl, now is Jet from Gunface. Jet. How you doing, man?
I'm so good now I'm seeing you.
Like any 4th generation coastie, Jet is full of yarns and quickly lets me in on some of the legends behind the beers.
That's named after, because I run the whale and dolphin watching company down here. It's named after the humpback whales and their babies that come into the bay this time of year.
This guy, when he was working at a pub in Katoomba, when I was going drinking in Katoomba, it used to cost $5.50 for a scooter. I'd give him the $5.50 and he'd give me back my change, which was a $5. So for like 3 months, I was drinking 50-cent beers. It was so good.
Well, this one's called Pete's Gift, mid-strength. Yeah, it's really tasty. It was for a bloke called Pete who bugged our head brewer Osh to make a mid-strength for about a year. And so that one's for Pete. The fire that burned through the Shoalhaven region burned for 72 days straight and burned 80% of the region. In the middle of the day it was pitch black, ash raining down on our umbrellas here. The local community actually really supported this place. It opened in such a terrible time, and then we had about a month of normal operation, then COVID hit. So it had so much local support. I think in the coming months we'll probably be open every day of the week.
Eventually, Jet helps me settle a puzzle that has plagued me ever since I learned this place existed. Please say to me what you said.
So this is definitive, 100% the pronunciation of Jervis Bay. The pronunciation is Jervis Bay, not Jarvis. We have it from the man himself, Admiral John Jervis. Said it in writing in his letters that it's pronounced Jervis.
That needs to go viral.
Myth busted.
As far as Jet is concerned, the name debate is over. Unfortunately, so is our time in Jervis Bay.